Hi, Stanley Man Johnson. The footage you're currently watching is stolen, so big ups to this guy for posting it. Today's video is more, I guess, in a way, philosophical. If you want to call it that, I guess. I don't really know. But it's about Twomad. Twomad. I don't know if you know who he is, but he was sort of a big meme, 2019, 2020, 2021. He'd basically say anything on his mind. He's famous for, raiding, Zoom classes when that was a thing. He would go around yelling, if people were Casey Neistat in New York. Yeah. It was sort of goofball, sort of goof. It wasn't until around, 2023, 2022, I don't really remember the exact era here. Yeah, sort of got into hot water. For making some jokes that probably weren't in the best of taste, and then sort of everything kind of unraveled from there. And by I don't know, what was it, like, I don't remember, but sometime between like 2023 or something, he sort of just kind of gave up and was just kind of schizo posting on Twitter, just saying everything on his mind. All of his videos he would make were pretty much just like ramblings. His initial response video wasn't great. It was just him reacting to an Oompaville video, and him just kind of trashing on Oompaville for an hour. So that wasn't great. But then all of a sudden, and I think it was like early 2024, bro died. He just died of an overdose. And it was kind of all of a sudden. We didn't really see this coming, And I think. There's not many things I can really give to Twomad, right? But I will have to give it to him, because this is what this video is about. Twomad's death made me, personally, understand death a lot better. The reason I say that is because, I've had family members pass away and things like that, but I've been too young to really remember it. And so I didn't really grasp the idea of death, right? I always thought of it as just, I don't think a lot of us comprehend death, really. I don't think it's something that a lot of us think about, right? The idea of non-existence sort of just kind of frightens us, I think. Just sort of by default, right? But Twomad's death really kind of made me understand it a lot better. And the reason I say that is the fact that Twomad is somebody I watched for a long time, right? I watched him since 2020, I'd say, somewhere around there. And, since then, I really enjoyed his content. I'd watch pretty much all of it, really. Every time he dropped something, I'd watch it. I wanted to get into his try not to laugh challenges at one point. Or it's like you laugh, I laugh, you earn like 10,000 or something like that. And that's sort of the I enjoyed his content for a long time, and I was a big fan. And when I heard about his death, right, it shocked me, obviously, at first. But then it was sort of a thing where it's like I didn't really understand it until like a few weeks had passed, and then I'm like, he's dead. Like, there's no videos ever coming out again. You know what I mean? It's not like he took a break. Like, a weird thing is that, like, the only way we see it, right, is the fact that, like, he doesn't upload anymore. And it's like, we really only see it as sort of just a very long YouTube break sort of deal, right? Where it's just like he's not uploading. But I started, like, thinking about this. I'm like, there's going to be no more funnies. It's going to be nothing. There's nothing going to be on his Twitter, and he's gone. The idea, like, it's hard to explain because, like, it's hard to explain how one comprehends, like, death, but, like, it's sort of just the idea that, like, nothing else is going to happen. Like, this is the end of the road. It made me sort of realize, right, sort of understand better what death really is. It made me understand the fact that, like, it's sort of made me comprehend the idea that just non-existence. Just nothing, like time moves. Just time moves on without you. And it's sort of weird because the thing is that we all know he's dead, right? Everybody just collectively knows he's dead, but it's sort of a weird thing. And I don't know if this is like means anything, right? I don't know if this is just me rambling on, right? But I really do think that Twomad's death made me sort of understand it just a lot better. I think it also made me, I think the reason I understand it better is the fact that since I grew up watching him, or, I watched him consistently, it's I sort of had some sort of, I don't know, like reaction, like a reaction to it. Like I loved his content for like the longest time and things like that. And, I mean, family members have passed away, like I said before, but I was really young and I didn't have any memory of them. I had very fond not like very vivid memories of Twomad, right? So I think, in a way, right, it's the fact that, I sort of saw this guy go from, his peak to his lowest, and now his like very lowest, which is 6 feet. The ghost of Twomad's ghost, if you're watching this, please don't haunt me or anything. But yeah, I think that's another reason why I think I could sort of wrap my head around it. But I also can't, right? There are some things I just can't wrap my head around. I don't think humans will really be able to comprehend it, but I think I have a better grasp, right, of what it is. Right, it's not just the idea of not seeing someone ever again, because YouTubers can retire and we can never see them ever again, but the idea that they don't exist anymore is sort of the thing that I sort of grasped, or the sort of idea that I tried to I think I kind of understand better. And again, it's sort of hard to put into words, but I don't know if anyone else feels like this. Right, so, I mean, this is sort of just a ramble. I don't know if this means anything at all, but if it does, say something in the comments. This is my first video in 8 months, and it's me rambling on about Twomad's death. So, if this was in any way helpful or informative or whatever, please drop a like or whatever. If you think this was a ramble, just dislike it, I guess. I don't really care. I guess it's pretty much it for now. I guess I'll try to keep you guys updated on anything, but see ya. Bye.